One of my favorite things to look forward to all summer long is the vine-ripened fresh tomatoes I get from my garden. I love picking them right off the vine, bringing them in, and just eating them. And there are always so many because once there are a few, they just seem to come on all at once. I love to find new and great ways to use them. And this tomato tart is very different than a lot of tomato tarts you may have seen. But it is so delicious and it's so simple. You don't have to make a puff pastry crust or any type of pastry crust. It is a pressed-in cracker crust, and it is filled with a seasoned ricotta cheese, and honestly, it is one of my favorite summer go-tos. It is perfect for entertaining as a light lunch or just as a side to a great dinner. I think this is gonna be one of your favorite items this summer. To start, you just want to make your cracker crust. I am using those buttery, wonderful crackers that we all know so well, the Ritz cracker. You can get any style of that kind of cracker. It really does work. Just pulse them in a food processor until they become pretty much a fine crumb. And then you want to add some sugar. I know it seems odd to add sugar to the savory dish, but sugar is what really helps hold these type of cracker crusts together. It melts into the crackers as they're baking and then hardens as it cools. You can also add some pepper. This is really going to spice up that crust and counteract the sweetness and really just play wonderful with those tomatoes. Once that is pulsed together, you can just add some melted butter. That's what's going to help you press this into your tart shell and make the perfect pressed-in crust. Once it is completely blended, you can pour it right into your tart pan. You can use whatever shape you want. I love these long rectangular ones, and you can make great wedge-style pieces, but whatever you have will work. Press it in, and it is extremely important to press it in well. Any cracker or crumb crust like this, you want to press really well into the sides and the bottom because it will help it hold together better, and it will come out cleaner, and you don't want to take it out and just have it crumble all over. Once it is pressed in there, just put it into your preheated oven and then let it bake up about 15 minutes and you're gonna start smelling it. It's gonna turn a little bit golden. Take it out, let it cool completely before moving on. Once your crust is cooled, you can just make the filling, and it really is so simple. You just need some ricotta cheese. You can use whatever fat content of ricotta cheese you like. Whole milk ricotta is going to give you a lot richer flavor, and of course skim will be a lot less flavor, but you can choose what fits you. And then a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper just for seasoning. To flavor the ricotta, I'm just going to put some fresh herbs from the garden. I'm using my favorite ones of a little bit of parsley and some tarragon. That really does just meld so well with tomatoes. But if you like something else, you can of course throw that in. And then of course a little bit of fresh chives just to give it that slight, very light onion flavor. Throw those right in and then just process that together until it's smooth and everything is well combined. Once the filling is ready, you can just spoon it right into your prepared and cooled crust. If it isn't cooled, that ricotta cheese is gonna melt into the crust, and that does not even sound good. So make sure it's cooled. Just spoon it in and then smooth it over with your spatula. At this point, you could pre-make this if you're using it for entertaining a few hours in advance and put it right into the fridge. If you wanna have it right away, that is perfectly fine too, because you can just put the tomatoes on it right away. But if you want to wait, don't slice the tomatoes yet and just put it in the fridge at this point and then pull it out about 30 minutes before you want to eat and then slice your tomatoes. I love to use the heirloom tomatoes that I grow. You can use any tomato that you like. Actually, you could even put just little grape tomatoes on top if you want. Just slice them to the thickness that you like and then line them up the top. I think varying colors just gives an absolutely gorgeous presentation, but whatever you do is going to be amazing. And then I like to finish it with a few leaves of fresh basil. You don't have to put the basil on, but I think we all know that basil and tomatoes are perfect together. It's almost like they were created to go together. They are so delicious. Put a few on top, present it as a whole, or slice it up and give it piece by piece. I like to serve this with a drizzle of really good olive oil and some flaky sea salt over the top just to bring out all those flavors. This is one of my favorite summer go-tos, and I think you are going to start making this again and again. I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and if you did, make sure to click like below and click subscribe to become part of the Gray Boxwood family and get access to all of our videos. Can't wait to see you till next time.